He hasn't spoken a word.
Hello, creeps. It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper. And you are now tuned in to my good fiends at Talks from the Crypt, the most gruesome podcast in the world.
I was breaking up a fight and I got bit really, really bad. Like tomorrow I have to be at wound care. And I got necroted because I didn't go for a couple days.
You
after
said
being bit.
Necroted?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Dead skin.
Oh,
Like my skin was starting to die.
man, that has to
They
give
call
you
it
an idea
corpse.
for a movie.
Yeah, it does. And they're like, we're worried about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wasn't even supposed to come. Because they wanted me in the wound center Sunday, you know, and I was like, I can't. I'll be there Tuesday.
Oh, wow. So you put off a pretty significant event to come onto the show.
Oh, yeah.
Or to make it here.
They gave me stuff to pack it with. Like they have these little things that you put in that help grow the skin back.
Oh, okay. Is it like a skin graft?
I don't know what it's like. It's like sci-fi.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
It's on brand.
Weird. Yeah.
So headphones are not needed. I do recommend them because they help a lot with the
Okay.
distance in the mic because
Okay.
you'll hear the moment it gets a little too far. And then, yeah. Well, Linnea Quigley, I think my favorite nickname I've found of you so far is the Madonna of movie mayhem. That one might be my favorite.
I've never heard that one before.
Really? Well,
No.
Ironically enough, it was in your bio and Chainsaw book. It was one of the interviewers in the beginning. They had called you that. So I'm stealing it from, I think it was Preview magazine.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't read that in a long time, so that's why.
It's a good book. I liked how it was broken up into three. You had the press in the beginning, you had your family in the middle, and then you had you in the last chapter.
Yes. And I have another book, Screaming as Fast as I Can.
Oh, yeah. Was it so? Now, was it written by you or do you work with co-writers?
I work with co-writers.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the way I text, I don't know if you noticed, but I like them all over the place. No periods, no,
Yeah.
things, like end sentences. And then there's Skin,
Oh, yeah.
the
Skin.
Madonna.
Tony
you know.
Todd was in that one.
Tony Todd was in that, and Gunnar Hansen.
And Gunnar Hansen. Yeah. Oh, man. So I'm so excited about what we're going to get into today because you've worked with so many legendary people, from directors to actors. You're in some of the most iconic movies, I think, of all time, but they were all very distinctly 80s. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They are products of their time. And I think something I was so fascinated about learning was, I think it was called Screaming in High Heels. It was this documentary you were in, Brink Stevens, Michelle Bauer, and I didn't really know the details of how this genre kind of came about. Like, it was, the drive-in theaters were driven out essentially by cassette tapes, right?
Yes, yes.
I loved learning about that specifically because, you know, you often watch these movies and there's a ton of nudity,
Oh, yes.
very graphic in some senses, but low budget, so it's not super,
Pornographic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the most intriguing parts about that, though, was that the gore and the nudity was used to sell the cassette tapes, because you weren't making the box office at the drive-ins, right?
Oh, no, not at all. The drive-ins were like, people would rather be at home, watching a movie than, paying money for the concessions and the tickets and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of
Yes.
like it is now.
Exactly.
Do you agree with that? Would you rather go to a movie theater or would you rather watch it at home?
It depends on the movie, but I would rather go to a movie theater to see something I really, really want to see.
Yeah, it changes the whole experience for sure.
It does. It does.
So let's rewind a little bit. Let's go before some of your most iconic movies, and let's talk about like moving to Hollywood, because the beginning of your story, I loved learning about how shy you were back in Iowa. And when you moved to Los Angeles, you didn't really have a plan to be an actress, right?
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't think that I had a chance in hell to become an actress because I, was like, I'd never done a play. I'd never done anything like that. So I was just terribly, terribly shy. I didn't think I had a chance.
Did you ever even have like a forethought of acting or anything in the entertainment business, or was it just?
Oh, yeah. Especially singing I wanted to do, but I was too scared to sing.
Yeah.
Also for people, like when they had the tryouts for chorus, I died, where they make you go up and like, I don't know if they still do, but they make you go up there and they have you like sing a little bit to see if you're an alto or soprano or whatever. I would just be like, oh my God, because I would always mouth the words.
Right. Did you learn to get out of that through film, or was that something you kind of worked on before you ended up auditioning for things?
I learned to get out of it by taking classes, being an extra, and then finally getting into film. It was like, okay, you have to just go for it,
So it was like trial by fire.
Oh, yeah, trial by fire.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most
Definitely.
effective way to do it.
It is.
Because you could sit back and try and study as much as you want, but it's like, unless you're really out there practicing.
Oh, yeah. There's so many people that are fine, like just on the street or whatever. They're funny. You put them in an audience or, stand up or being an actor, and they just like freeze. They're just like,
Yeah.
and you'd think they'd be the best,
Right.
because they're all loud and, like, I could be an actor. I hear so many people say that. I could be an actor.
Yeah. Well, I've got friends like that too. Like,
Yeah.
Some of my most talkative friends I've invited in here to try and practice.
Yes.
And it's funny. Some of the most outgoing people just really shell up when a camera's on.
Oh, yeah. They're like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard. It's a muscle you have to build. It's not easy to do it.
no.
Because you have to almost, in a way, stop thinking about everything.
Yeah.
Like, not what's my best side.
No, you
and
can't think
how do I
that.
look right now? It just kind of gets in the way of everything
Oh,
else.
it does, because you're like, okay, what are the lines?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you got out there, though, was it like a culture shock? Did you just completely different than what you imagined?
Oh, it was totally different than I imagined. We landed in Glendale, California, and it was like so smoggy. I was like, where's the sunshine? And I thought from watching movies, the beach would be right there. It's like an hour away. I remember the gay parade was going on, that gay Hollywood parade. And, you don't see that, men kissing in the streets in Iowa. So I was just like, I had my camera out and I'm like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah. But it's cool that California has always been so progressive.
They have been.
Yeah.
They have been.
So your push to get into Hollywood was pretty much people had to drag you out to auditions, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think starting out as an extra helped a lot because they saw that, I looked good on screen, I guess, and I could, hold my own and follow direction and, not cause a fuss. I think, which is really important when you're an actor.
Yeah, which is probably rare to find.
It is. not act like a prima donna.
Yeah, but then you hit this moment where you get so big where you could act like a prima donna again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even though I never did.
That's always great. It's
Yeah.
always great meeting people who are humble in success as well,
Oh, it is like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
really admire him.
He's always doing cute things.
He was up by where I lived riding his motorcycles.
Really? So you
like
saw
eating
Keanu
in a
Reeves?
I didn't see him, but they had pictures of him on the Facebook that he was in my town.
Now, you said lived or live?
Live.
Oh, okay, cool. And, well, I don't want to put that on air. I was going to ask you where you lived.
It's at 2050. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to put that
Yeah.
up there.
And your social while you're at it as well.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take it. 2 seconds. But what did you expect when moving out to Los Angeles, and what did you end up getting? I remember reading somewhere in your book you said it was nothing like what you had expected.
No. I expected the beaches and the water to be warm and the weather to always be warm, and that there'd be stars everywhere. And Hollywood Boulevard was like really cool when it was really skeezy. It was really skeezy when I was there.
Back in the 80s?
Back in the 80s, it was bad.
Interesting, because you always hear about how bad it's gotten. That's what everybody loves to
It's gotten
use.
bad too. Yeah, I mean, it just never has gotten good.
Yeah.
Except probably in the 60s and 50s, it was probably very glamorous.
Yeah, like the golden era of Hollywood.
Yes.
I think that's like the nugget everyone's holding on to. It's like that specific time frame when Hollywood was like this lush, high-end place to be.
Oh, yeah.
When I think about Hollywood in the 80s, though, I mean, I'm imagining the movies when I have it in my head.
Yes.
And so I look at it as like this nostalgic time where people were still being very crafty and creative. But it was a completely different time. You know, some of the people who were icons back then, some of the people who were just coming up back then are now icons.
Yeah.
You know, like Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp. And, you know, Johnny Depp got to start in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's right. He did.
Yeah, and it's different now, you know?
Yeah, it's different now. I'm scared it's all going to be like, is it AL or AL?
Which one?
When they like use not real people.
Oh, AI.
AI.
Yeah.
I always forget what it's called. AI.
Yeah.
I'm scared it's going to be like that. Like they'll just like manufacture these, like, let's take a little bit of Keanu and we'll put in this and yeah.
Well, they're pretty ruthless with that. Like the idea that if you make a movie and the studio owns the rights to that movie and they could digitally recreate you, that's kind of haunting.
That's really scary. Yes.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
So you're saying you wouldn't allow that?
No, I wouldn't. I'm producing something now and they're doing a little bit of AI, but I said it better not be a lot.
In terms of like CGI and graphics and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. So you say you're working on another project.
Yes.
Is this the Trash's Revenge or something else?
Trash's Revenge, yes.
That's
yes.
amazing.
The campaign started the 20th, January 20th.
So you guys have a script and everything?
We have the script and it's not a sequel. It's something totally different that
So-
nobody will, and all the cast is in it.
Everybody?
Yes.
Well, besides Brian Peck, I would imagine.
Right. That's true. That was like a big shock to all of us. And yeah, I guess he's gone into hiding pretty much because of that documentary that was out.
Yeah, with the Nickelodeon one.
The Nickelodeon one, yes.
That's Hollywood. I mean, the debauchery of Hollywood is always kind of been the shadow that looms over it.
And we've had a lot of that this year. Anything
specific?
P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah, P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
That was a huge one.
And just everybody that's pulled into it, like the Kardashians and J-Lo and all of that.
It's crazy to think that there is this kind of secret society where their morals are entirely different than ours.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's money that causes them to do it, but you know, they had to be kind of like that before.
Yeah, had to have been.
Yeah.
So with Trash's Revenge, you said you have a script. You said almost all of the cast is coming back minus BP.
Yes.
Now, did somebody send you this script and you read it and you were like, I'm down with this? Did you approach a team with an idea?
No, they came to me with it. I'd worked with them on another project years ago, like 20 years ago in England. And he came up with this script and I really liked it. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, okay, why don't you get a hold of the cast, see how many are down for it. And I started doing that and then started, you know, getting the word out and everything. And everybody seemed excited. And this Tuesday, it should hit the news because somebody's going to get a big lawsuit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And just immediately trying to put the pieces together, was it the guy who said he was going to do a Return of the Living Dead movie?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
I actually just saw it on Twitter a couple of months ago. I thought it was like that part was new. And then I I remember watching a video from you kind of coming out and denouncing it and saying this
Yes.
has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Who is that guy and what is that all about?
His name is Joe Walsh. Is it Joe Walsh? Yeah, I think it's Joe Walsh. And he's from Living Dead Media. And he also claimed he owns the rights to it. Well, he owns shit. He's licensed it to all these things, all these people, t-shirts, bobbleheads, dolls, figurines, even a video game.
Wow.
So he's going to get it.
A video game recently?
Yes.
Wow, I want to
Just
play
recently.
that. Well, I don't want to support it, but that sounds
Right.
like an interesting game to play.
Well, we'll probably get it back.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So, Living Dead Media, is that John Russo's thing? Or is that
No,
just a new thing?
no. John Russo has nothing to do with it. In fact, Joe Walsh or whatever his name was, or Steve Walsh? Steve Walsh.
Steve.
That's his name. He was like calling John Russo and like saying, can you sign something for me? Can you sign something for me that I, bought? So he's definitely guilty.
That's a thing I've seen quite a couple of times. You've got these independent movie guys who will, come up with an idea. And a lot of the times these people will get their ideas fan funded and it takes them like 9 years to come out with the final product, which is fine. I mean, art takes a while to create and come up with, but they're almost selling you something that it almost feels like they're not even capable of fulfilling,
Exactly. And it's like he made about $100,000 on his GoFundMe's 3 years ago to make the movie. And he never made it until all of a sudden he hears we're making it.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
You guys came out and announced Trash's Revenge and he was...
He went nuts. Yeah.
Now, do you know anything about the story he's trying to put together?
I have no idea.
Interesting. I wonder what you could even do.
It looked like the trailer that he had was AI,
Yeah.
like all of it,
Yeah.
so he could do something quick.
It was like this weird teaser of a guy walking in front of the cemetery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really quick, but people caught on. I saw people responding to it, talking about the specific guy who was putting it out.
Yeah.
And so, horror fans are smart, and that's always credit that I give to the community. Is
They
just
are.
Yeah, they sniff out bullshit really well.
They do. They do. They're pretty much on our side. And also, he got hold of my manager and offered me $25,000 to be in his movie for a couple days. And she didn't respond to him, and he wrote her back, not very smart, and said, what will it take her to do it? And it was all on if I drop the lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
It said, I'll give her this much money if she drops the lawsuit.
Yeah. And I want to ask more about Trash's Revenge. I don't want to reveal anything too crazy, but I'm interested. You're saying it's not a direct sequel, so
No.
Is it kind of a do-over or a new story?
If they go to Cinebacker, they can see the whole story, in a nutshell. But it is kind of like a Sunset Boulevard, a Norma Desmond type character, which is me. And Hollywood's done her wrong. And so I have something in my basement that's very valuable, which are the canisters that I think I'm going to make a bunch of publicity out of.
That's great.
And there's singing in it. There's dancing. It's going to be interesting.
That's
kind
cool.
of a Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Sunset Boulevard type movie
That's interesting. With zombies.
with zombies.
That's probably one of the funniest parts of the movie is with those canisters down in the basement.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
Are you sure these things are stable? He's like, this was built by the U.S. Department of Engineers. Smacks it and immediately breaks.
Yes, exactly. That's funny. I love that part.
And that's what's so great about the Return of the Living Dead was that kind of, it was like the pinnacle of combining horror and comedy. Because both of those things really rely on each other. It's all about tension building and timing.
Oh, yeah.
And, horror is meant to scare you. Comedy's meant to make you laugh, but there's so much overlap there.
Oh, there is. I mean, there's a lot of shows that just scaring somebody. Everybody laughs at it, how they get scared, you know? And it's like there's a fine line.
Right. Speaking of shows, you have your own show, right? It's like a paranormal show.
It was a one-time thing, but it is on, I think, YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
It might be on something else too.
See, I figured it was on TV, so I never watched it because a lot of these things are hard to find, especially when they're made for television.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up getting to watch it. I was curious, like if it was, were you ghost hunting in it? Was it something like that?
I was like saying, okay, the next segment we see happens in a small town, you know, like
a crypt keeper kind of thing.
Exactly.
And so it's no longer around.
It's still on, but it's not. We're not doing it actively. No, we got caught up with this.
So you're pretty.
Yeah.
You're working pretty heavily on this.
Yeah.
And so when do you guys think you'll go into production?
April.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you think it'll take? Are you guys on a B movie timeline, or are you guys going months with this?
We're going to be going months with it because we're hoping to film in the UK, in Los Angeles, maybe Las Vegas, and maybe the Ukraine.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah. So we'll make it more Hollywoody.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, and that's some of the best parts about your older movies, like Savage Streets, even though it's like very graphic, but the beginning shot of you and Linda Blair walking down the Walk of Fame, and then what else was set in Hollywood? Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, of course.
Of course, yes, that one. And there was another one, I think, and I don't remember the name of it.
Honestly, it's funny because even like David Dakota's films, I feel like were set in Los Angeles. The scenes weren't in Los Angeles, but wasn't Creepazoids in post-apocalyptic LA?
Yes. And also, I know, Vice Academy.
Oh, yeah, Vice Academy. You did 2 of those.
I did 2 of those.
Yeah, Hollywood brings this kind of lore to the story that I think would be so cool for another sequel. Or
I
it's
think
not
so.
A sequel.
Right, it's not a sequel, but, to add to it. Mm-hmm. Like, we got nuked, but what happened? What really happened?
Well, you died at the end of the movie naked. And so when I heard Trash's revenge was coming, I was like, is she going to be naked in the first scene?
No,
zombie?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe I'll have like a bodysuit on or something.
Right. You've got a couple made already.
Yes.
Throw on the one from Night of the Demons.
Exactly.
Do you still have those?
No. They said they were going to give it to us, but they didn't.
I always wondered how that worked. Like, are you able to just be like, hey, I want to take this?
You can sometimes. And I wanted to, but they said, we'll give them to you later. And they went somewhere.
Yeah. Sold or in some kind
Probably sold, yes, knowing the production.
Or in the studio's prop department where they sell you a ticket to go see everything.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, Universal. I think Paramount has a little thing that they do. Warner Bros.
They sell you a ticket to go look at it?
Well, so at Universal, you could get I'm not sure if it's a part of the studio tour, if it's the VIP, because they do 2 different types of tours. If you get the VIP ticket, you get off of the tram. Whereas if you just have the regular tickets, you stay on with everybody and you're just driving around.
Okay.
But one of the VIP tickets, you're able to get out and they ask you, do you want to go see the props or do you want to go see the costumes? And so we always choose props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Have you taken anything home that you love and you still have?
I did take the necklace that I wore in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, wow.
And I really love that.
Yeah.
Let me think if there's anything I really love. And I don't know what condition they are, but the boots from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, cool.
They had a couple pairs, of course, made from being in that mud and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did take those.
Yeah, the mud, the rain, the paint. So that movie is probably, would you say that's your most iconic film that you've been in, your most iconic character?
To me, it is. It's the most iconic one.
Yeah. What do you get most when fans walk up to you?
I either get, you're short, you look taller in the movie, or I love your character. I based myself on that, and.
So it's a fan favorite too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that one's amazing to me, but I thought one that was really fun came before, and it was Graduation Day.
Oh, wow.
I rewatched it recently, and I was like blown away at how good it was. Not because I remember it as being bad, but you get used to eras sometimes.
You do.
And 80s, you know, while it was amazing and it cranked out some of the most iconic movies we still have today, it was campy. You know, the whole decade was campy.
Oh, yeah, very campy. You know, I almost wasn't in Graduation Day
Really?
because what happened was I went in and I auditioned and never heard anything. And then I got a call and said, would you like to play so-and-so? Because I found out the other girl wouldn't take her top off when the time came to do the topless scene. She wouldn't do it. So they fired her. And so I was second choice, I guess.
Yeah.
So I got it.
I mean, it's such the soundtrack of that movie is probably my favorite out of all your films.
That is a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
That really is a good soundtrack.
Was it Felony? That was the band that did.
Yes.
What a song.
Oh, it was a great song.
It's the best part of the movie, and that's your part of the movie. I
Yeah.
mean, you were in the movie for a significant amount of time. It wasn't like you just played a victim.
No. And it was weird because Felony, the band, I was the lead singer. I was in a band with his wife for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
you guys knew each other or are you saying you were in a band after?
Before.
Wow.
So I'd already known him. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are playing in the movie. That's cool.
Did they play live on set or was it just acting?
They played live on set.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how many takes they had to do.
It seemed like a lot. Skating around and around. I called my friend who actually was an extra also in Return of the Living Dead and was my bass player, Haiti Pomar. And she came and like roller skated and stuff.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
must have been a fun part to play.
It was.
Get
It
paid
really
to
was.
roller skate.
Exactly.
Does it matter with no lines or do they still pay you? Oh, you get paid more with lines, right?
Oh, yeah. You get paid hardly anything as an extra, or maybe it's just a favor.
Going back to what you just said about the girl who was supposed to get the role wouldn't take her top off. At that point, you had already done nude scenes twice, maybe?
Fairy tales.
Yeah, and were you Psychos from Texas? But that was shot later.
Yes. No, that wasn't shot later.
So I think
That was shot really early on.
But the movie was shot in, early on to your career. But I remember reading something about they had shot it in like 74.
Yes.
And then they shot the scene with you in like 79?
Yes.
Interesting. I've never
Yes.
heard that before.
Yep.
That's like the second movie you've been involved with that have had broken schedules like that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
One of the best examples, I forgot what it was called, some ninja movie that just came out. And it's from the
Oh.
80s.
New York Ninja.
Yeah, New York Ninja.
Oh my God. That was so fun to do the voiceovers for that.
Oh, so you just did a voiceover.
I just did a voiceover because they had lost the soundtracks. All the sound was gone and they just had the film. So they thought, what a brilliant idea. You know, Vinegar Syndrome's like so smart about doing stuff, you know, to just like have it, you know, dubbed.
Right.
It'll be even weirder.
Well, that's kind of what they used to do anyway.
And in Italy, that's what they do. They don't care about sound.
Sometimes it looks like they're speaking English. And then other times you're like, no, that's a different language for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like old Italian movies like switch languages sometimes.
I think they do. I was in Italy once and like, you know, they have all the fountains in Rome and everything. And we filmed and the girl had a singing number and she was in the fountain, you know, and they had like, you know, this whole big thing and the police finally came. And then they broke into the Coliseum at night.
Whoa.
They were like getting through the chains and everything,
Yeah.
and filmed in there too. They have no boundaries, I don't think.
But is that what makes a good director, a good filmmaker?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, that is kind of like one of those things where it's your passion outweighs the legal consequences.
Exactly. You're like, we'll do it. We'll make this movie no matter what.
Yeah. You guys got kicked out of you were doing Linnea Quigley's horror workout, and I believe there was a story where you guys got kicked out of another location, right?
Oh yeah. We'd spent the people that were doing props and everything had gotten to the location like 4 to dress it as a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And they got there at 4. And then we got there at 7 and had makeups and stuff to do. And we walked up there, and it was up a hill. And we brought porta potties and stuff like that with us. And we started filming. And all of a sudden, these fire trucks came up. And they saw a zombie walking down to the porta potty. And they were like, "What are you doing up here?" And the guy said, "We're filming." And so I was producing that too. And the other guy, the director, and I were like going, we're doing a student film. You know, that's what you always say.
Mm-hmm.
So to get away from it, we're like, well, technically we're like trying to still film and like convince these people that we are okay to be there and we don't need permits and this and that. And finally we had to leave, but we got a lot of shots off in the meantime.
I didn't even notice that you guys had to change locations. Like, I thought you guys did the cemetery very well.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, like I remember you had mentioned that when they kicked you out, you had to go film at your parents' house.
Yes, which was right down the way.
And so that wasn't in the initial plans?
Oh, no, not at all.
So that's a great lesson in like necessity sometimes creates art. And
Yeah.
because that's one of the best parts of the whole video was you guys at the house and the ending scene where you're wearing was it Nixon or Reagan?
Reagan.
You're wearing the Reagan mask, and I thought that was awesome.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. Then we had 2 locations and 2 days to do it. And the last night was a long one.
You're very used to that, though, the quick shoots.
Oh, yes.
You know, 'cause
yes.
B movies could, you know, and I hate using the term B movies because some people use it kind of as a derogatory.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, like with horror, I kind of feel like the B movies are the A movies in some way.
Yeah, that's true. Some of them are.
Well, what would you classically define as a B movie? Is it all on budget? Is it all on timing?
I would say, even though I love this movie, The Room is probably a B movie.
Yeah.
Because they really didn't have any money.
Yeah.
If you have like zero money, I would say that's what it would be like. But there's some that are jewels that, like, you might know the name of it. It's about the skeleton that talks, or it goes around what is it? The skeleton of Cadabra or something?
I wish I knew. The audience is probably screaming at their
I know.
phone screens.
What is it? What is it? But they're funny as hell,
Yeah.
but they're low budget.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've got a charm to them, and there are times where a B movie is able to transcend from B to A. Like if you look at Sam Raimi's Evil Dead,
Yes.
or even John Carpenter's Halloween. But when you compare the budgets, though, I mean, Creepazoids had like $75,000.
Yes.
In only like a couple of days, whereas I mean, even Evil Dead had I think 170 or 200,000 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were rich.
Yeah, right. So I think it might fall down to a budget thing. You think?
I think it's more of a budget thing. Mm-hmm. But it's also, I think, waiting until it comes out to call it a B movie or not,
Right.
to see it. Because like you said, there's art in,
Yeah, it's created by necessity sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah, like if you have a limited budget, it kind of makes you more crafty in terms of, what you need to do to get the shot you want.
Oh, yes. Very.
So how do the sets vary? I mean, I would imagine it's a lot more stressful to film a movie in 2 days than it is in, a couple of weeks.
I kind of like it best. I mean, maybe because I learned that, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's interesting.
It kind of, because each take that you do usually becomes staler. So I am all for like the first take.
Yeah, and directors want like 150 of them.
I know, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do another one like this. Do another one like that. Do another one like this.
Who would you say is the easiest person to work with that you've worked with so far?
I would say Kevin Tenney is pretty easy to work with.
Witch Trap and Night of the Demons.
Witch Trap and Night of the Demons. He's very laid back.
I think it was originally called Halloween Party, right?
It was. Yes, you're right. Good memory.
It was said that the house you guys filmed in was pretty creepy. Like everybody, I think unanimously said it was uncomfortable shooting in that house.
It was like kind of like dusty and stuff like that. I personally don't believe in the paranormal,
Interesting.
believe it or not, because I've never seen it. You know, and if I haven't seen anything, it's hard for me to believe in it. It's like hard for me to like go, oh yeah, that exists. So I didn't see anything weird or anything go on.
But you always hear that, like, if you're looking for it, you won't get it.
That's what I've heard too.
It's got to be unwitting.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it sucks because we're in this industry. It's like
Yes.
we want it.
I believe in like people reading minds and cards and energies and things like that. But I just don't believe in like ghosts and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense.
I don't shut it down. I'm not necessarily a
No.
believer.
No,
But I want it to be real.
I know it. It would be fun if it was.
Exactly. And it would be better when we die. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if we know we're just going to be a ghost,
Right.
I'd make my ghost plans.
Yeah. Yeah. Ghost plans. Get your book going.
Exactly. You don't believe in the paranormal, but do you believe in aliens? Because I read somewhere that on one of the sets, and I don't know if this is true, but you saw a UFO on one of the sets you were filming?
It was on the sets of, what was it called? What was the name of that movie?
Treasure of the Moon Goddess.
No, I didn't see one, but it stopped the bus from moving. Somebody said they saw it, and the bus like just stopped that we were filming in.
That's super
So that was
interesting.
really weird. And like now, just in the last month, I'm wondering about them because of all these drones people are seeing, and
Yeah.
there's no explanation about them.
What do you think they are?
My practical mind, because my dad was a doctor and all, is saying it's probably espionage. You know, another country looking and seeing what's going on here.
They're either stupidly simple or something extraordinary. My barometer's broken. I have to go to one extreme or the
I
other.
know.
So it's either human-operated drones from our military, maybe some kind of thing they're testing or looking for, or time travelers.
That would be so cool if it was time travelers.
Well, they say that if you could hit the speed of light, you could, in theory, time travel.
Oh, wow.
But I think it's only going forward, not going backward. So wherever they would come from would need to be something in the past, maybe?
It makes sense that there would be a life form, but not, it could be anything. It could be like a piece of rice thing or something, which is a life form.
Yeah, something that we don't even realize could be a life form.
Yeah.
We couldn't imagine it or anything.
Yeah, because we're so into this is what we are. We're life forms.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the seclusion of being the only ones, that's a big weight to hold on our shoulders. Our finite minds can't handle that kind of pressure.
No. Even though we think we're probably superior to all of them.
Right. But they would probably come here and destroy us in an instant.
I think so, because I mean it is weird that all these disasters are happening
Yeah.
right now, and there's that fog. You read about the fog? It's like a weird fog that's been in Florida and other places that never has been, and it looks like snow.
And it's fog.
And people get immediately sick.
That's interesting.
That's been on the news a lot.
I wonder if that's what the fog was about. And it's never
Maybe.
happened before?
No.
Wow, that's
Nope.
crazy. Yeah, you're right. There is a lot of like simultaneous national tragedies going on at the same time.
earthquakes, fires.
Yeah, the fires are
Oh,
crazy.
it's horrible. It's horrible. And I am so certain that it's a lot of arson.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I heard the Sunset fire was arson for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Have you experienced anything like that in LA before?
Oh, yeah. The last 4 months have been scary.
But that kind of uncertainty, that kind of isolation we were talking about with aliens and, you know, this concept that we're this superior being, but there could be these unknown forces out there, whether it be natural disasters or ghosts, live with us. And I think that's why
Yeah.
horror movies thrive so much.
That's true.
Yeah, we all have that kind of like innate fear.
Yes.
Were you particularly into horror growing up, or was it something that you kind of grew into?
I was into it. I was really into it. I watched movies like Murder in the Rue Morgue. I loved Alfred Hitchcock and Alfred Hitchcock Presents and The Twilight Zone, and those were my favorites.
Murder in the Rue Morgue is great.
I love that, especially when the lady's hand comes down out of the chimney. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
I think I read somewhere you said that you liked The House of Wax as well.
And The
right?
House of Wax. I
Yeah.
love that one too. That's creepy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the functionality that it plays is why the fans that you see at these conventions are also so passionate about it. You know, because they have these deeper existential questions that, you know, really do tap into our existence.
Yes.
And when you're around people who feel the same way and they're into the same thing, you feel like you connect with them on an existence level, on an existential one, you know?
Yeah, you do. You do.
You've been doing conventions since the 90s, right?
80s.
80s, wow.
85.
What was your first one?
Fangoria Weekend of Horrors in LA.
Cool.
I got so scared. I was like, I didn't think all the way there, driving there, I didn't think anybody would recognize me or want my autograph or anything like that because I was signing. And I was just like, oh, this is going to be so embarrassing. I'm like, just like dreading it. And I got there and all of a sudden all these people started coming up to me and I freaked out. I ran and hid in the bathroom and was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? You know, my shyness came
Yeah.
out, of course.
Did you get used to it quick? Or did it?
No,
did that
it
take
took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while.
I would imagine. But that's such a cool thing to like think about, you know, going to a convention and actually, was there this moment of like, you probably walked away from that situation a little proud. You're like, wow, people do know who I am.
I was, you know, relieved that people, you know, knew who I was and wanted my autograph. I was just like, wow, it was cool.
Yeah, there was something that I learned. I think it was in your book. It may have been in the documentary, but back, I think it was towards the 90s. You know, there was the Scream Queens that everybody knew and loved.
Yes.
You among the top. But at the time, you guys created such a trend, such ripples through culture, that there were other girls who were kind of trying to be Scream Queens.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Some funny things would happen out of that. Like, you know, they would like be in these magazines and, you know, do whatever they could and, you know, try to emulate us. And it was funny.
Yeah, it was flattering too, I'd
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah, I love I think it was David Dakota who said it, but he was like, if you haven't been waist deep in a mud pool for Roger Corman at 3:30 in the morning, you can't call yourself a Scream Queen.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I like that. Oh, that reminds me, Michelle Bowers in Trasher's Revenge too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you guys are really taking this up a notch and like
Oh,
even
yeah.
introducing new
Yeah.
people.
And Eric Roberts is going to be in it.
Cool.
So it's going to be interesting. Sorry, I
No, it's all good.
diverse to that.
No, that's amazing. I like when we go into these natural roads.
Okay.
It feels more comfortable than this paper.
Okay.
The paper's good, but that's cool. I mean, that had to have been an awesome feeling to approach. Did you approach them with the idea, or was it the people who were making the film?
On which one?
Trash's Revenge.
They were the ones that came to me.
And so they told you, who was the first to confirm? You had to have been because
I was, yes.
the story revolves around
because it
you.
was like it's Linnea Trash's revenge,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I was the first. Then Miguel,
Spider.
yeah. Oh my God, he's funny. And then Tom and Beverly, and the rest. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, I met Miguel at a convention once, and I think I was the only person that weekend to bring up his movie Joanna Man. Have you
Oh
seen
no, I haven't seen it yet.
that? It's great. It's
Okay,
fantastic.
okay.
I forgot exactly. I think he's a man who dresses up as a woman and plays basketball.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like is like destroying in the WNBA.
Oh wow.
So it's a very funny movie. Very
okay.
slapstick.
I'll have to see that one.
Yeah.
There's so many I haven't seen lately.
So you haven't seen Nosferatu or any of the
No,
new
I
ones?
haven't seen any of the new ones.
That's a movie that's worth
Yeah.
watching in theaters for sure.
Want to see The Substance and Nosferatu and Gladiator. I love action movies.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
that's
like I'm on the plane and I'm watching these war movies and stuff, and everybody else is watching like something else. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
yeah. They're watching Love Actually.
Love Actually, right? And I'm like, no, I want to watch an action movie.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Right. Tom Cruise. We were just talking about him yesterday.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah, he does. He apparently kind of only does his own stunts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you done your own stunts in your films?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which
and I
ones?
should have gotten bumps. Oh, and Creepazoids and Sorority Babes in the Signball Bolorama. Every one of them. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if they ever got.
Wow. So that means like even in Night of the Demons, I was wondering because the makeup was so good on that one. There was a couple of shots where you're like, is that Linnea or is that like a double?
Oh, when I like throw the guy out the window or something like that.
Yeah. And then like you pop up and your face is all crazy.
No, that was me.
They did a really good
That
job
was
with the
me.
makeup.
Yeah, they did. They did. I hate facial makeup though.
Yeah. Why?
I get claustrophobic from it. I just want to like peel it off.
Yeah, I did a scare acting job a while ago, and I could relate, especially at the end of the day when you're pulling it off and
Yes.
pieces of your skin are coming off.
Yes, it's not good for you.
Neither is the glue. Like
The glue is horrible, and they say it's okay. It's
Yeah.
not.
Well, and there's things that they were using back then that are now,
Banned.
exactly.
Yes.
Wizard of Oz, obviously a lot older
Oh,
than the
yeah.
80s, but I think that, what was it? They were sprinkling asbestos for the snow?
Yes, and then they put something, arsenic or something weird in the Tin Mans.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's specific to the time. I mean, there's so much more regulations and guidelines and things you have to follow now, or at least I think. I mean, I'm not in the film industry, but I would imagine now is a lot tighter than it was then.
Yeah.
Now, like when it comes to like nudity, for example, I was just watching this interview with Pamela Anderson and Mikey Madison. She was in Anora, and then Pamela Anderson did The Last Showgirl, I believe.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too.
Yeah, it looks really good. Mm-hmm. But Pamela was talking to her about, how she wanted to grab her out of the screen, because it's a very crude movie, like hardcore sex scenes and
Really?
lots of nudity. Yeah.
Oh
Anora.
wow.
And they were talking about an intimacy coordinator. And the way Pamela Anderson brought it up was like, I think they have intimacy coordinators now. But she was saying it sarcastically as if there wasn't any back then.
Oh, there weren't then.
Wow.
There weren't.
And so that must be
was
really
crazy.
uncomfortable for someone.
It is, but it's horrible because you're working on a film and you think they know it all and will do right and everything, and you feel like you better do this or you might get fired, and so it makes it hard.
Well, that is a positive thing that the Me Too movement exposed was the filthy antics of, Hollywood elites and
Oh my God, yeah, Harvey Weinstein and
yeah. There was a story that you told once where a producer asked you for something quite obscene, and then a couple of weeks later he called you while doing something obscene with other people.
yes,
It's like, that's filthy. That's disgusting. And to think that that was kind of the culture at some point.
Yeah, and he was a big time producer. So
Is
yeah.
he still alive?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
His initials are JB.
JB. Jesus, now I want to guess. Is he still doing movies today? Oh, I'm not.
I don't know.
Yeah. So how
Probably.
has it changed?
I would be so lost to know.
Yeah. Maybe someone will figure it out.
Yeah.
Comment it below, please.
Yeah.
How has it changed since the well, first, I guess let's set the stage for people back in the 80s. I mean, nudity for a film, did it require any kind of legal talks? Did you have to, or was it just like, hey,
It was in the contract, like you will do a topless scene or something like that.
and did you have any kind of room or areas to say, well, at that point, you're just risking them saying, okay, well, then we're going to replace
We're going to
it.
get you another person.
Yeah.
You could, make a little bit, like after a while, after I got really into it, I could say, it's more money if I do nudity.
Oh, wow. So that's a plus. They give
Yeah.
you more money?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, as the viewer at home, sometimes you could forget, because you're so into the movie.
Yeah.
You could forget how uncomfortable certain things could be for the actress.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Not even just in shooting and auditioning, too. Like, auditions have to be awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything that you wouldn't do on screen?
I wouldn't hurt an animal, like even fakely.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't eat meat. I wouldn't, let's see, what else? Mainly those.
Yeah.
Or do pornography.
Oh, yeah. There
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they ever try to talk you into that?
A little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, because there was, in rewatching some of your films, some of the nudity, almost like I was thinking, like, was nudity written into the script most of the time, or were you cast and they were like, well, since it's Linnea, we might as well?
No, they wrote it into the script. It was a whole formula back then. It was like blood, beasts, and boobs.
Yeah,
It was like that was the formula.
right.
So you kind of like went into it, if you're a certain age, expecting that.
And did it get easier over time, or was it always difficult?
It
to
was
do?
always difficult, but it did get easier than the first time I had to do it. I was terrified.
in fairy tales, right?
In fairy tales, yeah.
Now,
I
was-
got real scared.
How old were you?
I must have been 18,
Oh, wow.
I think.
Yeah, that's
17, 18.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that is one of the distinct flavors of the 80s, like Friday the 13th, that was kind of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
All the naked camp counselors.
And they get killed because they're
Right.
naked. Yes.
They're punished.
I know.
That's one of those movies where I'm like, why wasn't Linnea in any of the Friday the 13th?
I think I almost was the one that Tom and Miguel were in, but they said, oh, there's too many return people in here. So I guess I didn't get it.
Did you ever audition for anything that became iconic after a while?
Well, I auditioned for something that became iconic as being bad, which was Howard the Duck. Yeah.
I like Howard the Duck.
Okay. A lot of people laugh about it. But I auditioned for that and I really wanted to get it.
Yeah, when I think about that time and that era, it's like, that's so cool. I mean, Howard the Duck was being made and just these iconic movies today. And it's like, who were you bumping elbows with in these audition rooms? Like you had to have been bumping into other fellow actresses that are prevalent names today. Like Jamie Lee Curtis was probably hitting some of these auditions, or,
I think she didn't have to audition.
oh, wow. So you could reach a certain level where you don't need to go in.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I remember bumping elbows a lot of times with Demi Moore.
Oh, cool. Speaking of the substance,
Yes.
that's amazing.
She's so gorgeous. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
She's naturally beautiful.
She
you
is.
know?
She's naturally beautiful.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. The industry's changed, and sometimes I try to think, like, has it changed? I think it's changed for the better in terms of morality and actor safety and
Yes.
people being able to make decisions like bring on an intimacy coordinator for a scene that they're uncomfortable with doing.
Right.
But in some ways, I feel like it kind of has regressed as well. You know, like I think B movies now are not like B movies were back then.
No, not at all.
What do you think it is that changed?
I think they ran out of ideas.
Think it's an idea thing?
They just like tried to copy it, and it just felt fake.
Some of the people you worked with at the time who were making these lower budget movies, would you say that those individuals like David Dakota or Kevin Tenney, they were craftsmen, correct?
Yes,
They really knew what they were doing.
they did.
I think it's because film cameras. I mean, we live in this world where there's an author named Cal Newport. He wrote a book called Deep Work. He talks a lot about this, but he calls it a technopoly, kind of like Monopoly, but with tech.
Oh,
And just because something is new and just because it's technology, we automatically just assume that this thing is good and that it's here to help us,
right.
while completely throwing away any of the adverse effects you may get. And back when we had film cameras, you didn't have these big monitors you could plug cameras into, or the monitors on the back. You had a
No.
little viewfinder,
No.
and you had to really understand a camera.
Yeah, and then you had to go take it and change it in a bag and make sure that would be okay. And
Yep.
oh, it was a big ordeal.
And film is really expensive.
Oh yeah.
And so when you're shooting on a budget like that, where every minute is $100, you're a lot more selective.
Oh yes,
And people, the guys now are just kind of pointing and shooting.
they are.
But I also feel like some of them just want to be around their favorite horror icons, and so if they could get enough money,
Oh yes, I think so. Or they want to be actors and they write themselves in.
oh man,
That's the worst.
yeah. I've seen a couple of the director actors, and they just so happen to have like a kissing scene or some kind of scene with the opposite actress, and you're like, did the whole script revolve around that idea?
I know. Isn't that silly? That's like so like high schooly.
Yeah. How often do you've been in over 120 movies? I think probably more. That might be shy. And a lot of them, I mean, you're still getting cast in things. You've got Trash's Revenge coming up, but you were in a couple of, I think David Dakota made a couple of movies.
Yes.
Charles Band did one.
Yes. I did one just in London called The Witches of Sands, which was really fun.
Nice. Recently?
Yeah, recently.
Oh,
Last
cool.
year.
Oh, is it out yet?
No,
Okay.
it will be.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have to audition still?
No.
That's
Yeah.
the benefits of being.
I love that because I suck at auditioning.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How do you do it on the spot? Like, is it the people sitting there staring at you that's the worst, or is it like your, self-conscious thoughts wanting to be good enough?
Your self-conscious thoughts, and you don't have as much like confidence, and also it doesn't feel real. Like you're not doing it for real, so you don't put as much into it. At least I don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. There's no. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only stakes is whether you get the movie or not. But the fact that like you're coming from a line of people outside, I would imagine it kind of crushes your.
Oh, it
hopes.
does. It does. Like that girl was really good looking and looked like she really had her lines down. And you just.
But you did a fantastic job for auditioning. I mean, if you were uncomfortable in those auditions, it clearly worked for you, because 120 movies, that's like a milestone.
That is.
They should
That
give
is.
it like
I
a
can't
Lifetime
believe it.
Achievement Award or something.
Yes, yes. I am getting one on Joe Bob.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You and Joe Bob work a lot together.
Yes.
I know that you did. I loved his interview with you. I think you were on his show Terror Vision. But just this past October, you came out to do one of his drive-ins.
This past October, or did it air this October?
It may have aired. I thought,
Okay, the drive-in. Okay, because I did one in Las Vegas, like not that many months ago.
That's got to be cool to still, be able to go on a show after all these years.
Oh,
too.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I was scrolling through YouTube once and I saw that there was this horror Hall of Fame event that they used to do. I don't know if
Yes.
Robert Englund hosted it.
Yes.
Whatever happened to those?
I don't know. I would think they would be really successful right now. Mm-hmm. You know?
I do as well. I think a problem could be what we were just talking about, though, is like it seems like people are kind of running out of ideas.
I think so. I think they're running out of ideas.
Yeah, and when you've got the, when you have somebody who's trying to make a movie for the wrong reasons, everything's rotted from the top down.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. And I'm not saying that a lot of these guys want to make it for the wrong reasons. Not everybody needs a giant budget. Like if you look at the Terrifier movies,
Yeah.
those were made on low budget.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the shock they've made around the world.
Oh, they have.
Everybody loves those movies.
Oh, my
I love
God.
those movies.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
A choice, or you just haven't yet?
I think it's been a choice only because they seemed a little misogynistic. That is the only reason.
A little bit. You get that in a lot of horror, though,
You do
right?
that in a lot of horror, but it's like I am more into the psychological aspect instead of the gore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like horror now or today is a lot more psychological than it ever was.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It is.
not to say that it wasn't before, because we still had like Carnival of Souls, and I mean, Seven is kind of a psychological horror
Oh, I
movie.
love Seven. Seven was great. That was
Yeah.
that was a good one. Yes.
And what a cast, too.
I loved The Walking Dead. I thought that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
You either love it or you hate it. But I didn't keep up with it. I like just basically bad people,
Yeah,
real people, because
Right.
those are the scariest
exactly.
to me.
Yeah, and Walking Dead, I agree with you on that. It was a great series for 4, maybe 5 seasons. After a while, it just started
Yeah.
losing itself.
When those the things that don't talk, the whatever they were called came in, it was just like, oh, I don't like it anymore. Oh, and Alien. Alien's
yeah.
another favorite of mine.
Yeah, so you like sci-fi kind of
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Carpenter did a really good, well, I saw it when I was young, and it's hard because you'll grow up, you'll get older, and you still love these movies, and you'll talk to film snobs about it, and they're like, oh, that was the worst movie ever.
Yes.
But he did that Mars movie. I forgot what it was called.
Oh.
I think it was like his last movie. I think it bombed at the box office, and he
Oh,
was like,
no.
I'm done.
So he won't do any more?
I don't think he's done anything since. He's been rocking out, though. John Carpenter will go on tour with his music. He'll play his soundtracks
right.
out loud.
That's right. And I wonder if Quentin Tarantino will do another movie.
Speaking of Tarantino, by the way, and I don't know if this is an IMDb rumor, but did you audition for Reservoir Dogs at
Yes,
his request?
I did. I auditioned for it. We had the same manager, and I auditioned for it. And if you notice in the movie, it's all men. Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
all men in the movie. They cut out all the women. I was going to be a female police officer.
Oh, okay.
So I definitely didn't get that. Yeah. I would have loved to have.
That would have been great just to see you in that. And it makes sense that Tarantino would want to see you. He was such a cinephile. He is such a cinephile that like he definitely knows who you are.
Yeah.
You know? Have you guys met and talked?
Yes, we have met, but not talked a lot. Because my manager would have like Thanksgiving dinners and we'd go over there and, I'd talk to him a little bit,
Yeah.
but not much.
Did he ever tell you what movies he loved of yours?
No, he didn't.
I'm trying to think of which one it probably was. I think Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, it's saying the name out loud makes it sound worse than it is.
It sounds like a porno.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like a porno, and it sounds like whatever it is could be a bad movie that I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
But I thought it was well made. I thought it was really funny, And yes, there were an obscene amount of nudity in the movie, but it was like a part of the story. It made sense. They were hookers, and so that's why they were naked. Whereas, you watch certain films where it's just kind of like a weird fantasy where you're like, were you making this to turn the audience on or to scare them?
Yeah, exactly. Like a weird movie that I don't know why I was like obsessed with it when I was like, I probably was about 21 with Kathleen Turner, Anthony Perkins. That was an interesting movie.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the more ridiculous the premise, the better the movie, but sometimes it could kind of, like, for example, Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. Completely ridiculous concept, but for some reason it just works.
It does.
You know, it's
It
humorous.
does. It's fun.
Yeah, and Dookie Flyswatter as
Oh
the...
my God.
which he was in Nightmare Sisters.
Yes.
He was also in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Yes, he was.
And he worked with Fred Olen Ray more than Dakota, right?
Yes, he did. He worked with Fred a lot.
Yeah. I always figured that it was him and David that were friends, but then when I looked at all the films he's been in, I was like, oh no, he's
Yeah.
Fred's buddy.
And Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama, he was the voice of the Imp.
So when you read a script like that, when someone approaches you and says, hey, I've got this idea for a movie. We're going to break into a bowling alley. We're going to steal a trophy. The trophy's just going to fall on the ground casually. And inside of it is an imp that is going to grant each person a wish. How do you feel when you're approached?
I just go, it's a job,
Yeah.
you know? And I liked the character. I got to choose which character I could be.
Wow.
And I was like, of course I'm going to choose that one, you know, on Sorority Babes. But I just am excited that it's another role.
That song, I think I'm With Stupid by Static X.
Yes.
Yeah, it features you in that song.
I forgot that. Yes.
Did they approach you?
No.
That's interesting. That
No,
were
they
able to do
didn't.
that. It's kind of shady. Static X hit her up.
Shady.
Give her some royalties.
Maybe they contacted Charlie Band.
Were you a part of that like video cassette culture? Were you always at a Blockbuster? Because you were filming so much, I'd imagine you hardly had time to watch
Oh, I
movies.
loved to go to Blockbuster, yeah. And it was fun. I remember doing my first appearance at one of the first Blockbusters, and it was in Provo, Utah. And the Mormons were like owning the store, and I thought, oh my God, somebody's going to come shoot me or something. You know, because they had these glass windows. I thought that might be against Mormon stuff.
So did I know you've been asked this question before, but I wanted to get into it now just to kind of hear your refreshed thoughts in terms of like the fan interaction. So in the beginning, I know that there were some weird fans, like a guy tattooed your name on him and demanded that you guys got married.
Yes. I forgot about that. Yes.
And do you still find that people get like that weird?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot more tattoos going on, too. Like, I've done a lot of girls' busts and a lot of tattoos.
Is it weird to see your stuff tattooed on people?
Oh, it's really weird. I almost get embarrassed because I'm like, I'm not worthy.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's like once you get to a certain point, once the movies get to a certain point, they just become larger than life, you know? And people really identify with characters and, you know, just seeing images of it brings you back to your happy place.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like, you know, I am terrified, and we were talking about this, of going up to somebody and, you know, saying, hi, I'm Linnea, you know, like I wanted to meet George Romero. I didn't because I was too scared to go up to him.
Wow.
You know, I'm just too shy about it.
Did him and John Russo have like beef with each other?
I think John Russo was upset that George did better.
In Day of the Dead, I heard that it tanked because everybody went and saw Return.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Oh, Dan and him must have had it out between them.
What a great guy to direct that movie, though, because he's such a creative writer.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who else
lucked out.
could have directed that?
Nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
Like, I know they said Tobe Hooper was supposed to.
But it would have been totally different.
Right. Were you involved at that point when Tobe Hooper was still kind of in the
No,
picture?
I wasn't. I
Okay.
came in late. The girl that was going to play Trash got pregnant.
Oh, wow.
They like were starting to film, and then they stopped. They were going to film, and then they stopped production. And in the interim, the girl got pregnant. So they had to recast my character.
Who was she? Is she still an actress
I don't know.
today?
I never found out who. I'd like to find out.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know that Cherry Curry was supposed to play Linda Blair's role in Savage Streets, right?
Yes.
That would have been cool. Imagine teaming up with the girl from The Runaways.
Oh, she's a neat girl too. Yeah.
I wonder why they made that decision. I mean, Linda Blair is amazing.
Probably a bigger seller,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you know, the girl from The Exorcist paired with, 84 was Savage Streets, right?
Yes, you're right. And that's another director that was really great to work with was Danny Steinman.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked working with him.
Well, it's one of those movies where you're like, oh, wow, Linnea's a good girl in this movie.
I
Like,
know. I was excommunicated from the rest of them because, you know, they're like, she's the good girl, you know, and they're like the cool girls. And I'm like, I wish I had a cool outfit.
Yeah, you played that role very well. You played Sweet Innocent very well.
Oh, good.
And then, you know, the fact that she was deaf, like, just plays into that, like, innocence even more and just kind of building it all up so that way with the event that happens later in the movie, it really hits you in the gut.
It does.
I thought the performances in that was great. The lead villain, what was his name? Jake?
Robert Dreyer.
Oh, Rob. Yeah, I think his name in the movie was Jake.
Jake, yeah.
What a convincing bad guy.
Oh, he was scary. They didn't break character when they were doing the rape scene. They were like, and I'm like,
God damn, that must have been rough to film.
It was.
But I think Linda does you justice by the end of the movie.
Oh, Linda's amazing in it.
Yeah.
It's her birthday in a couple days too.
Oh, wow. Do you guys still
Yeah.
talk?
Every day almost. She's an amazing animal rights person.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And so are you.
Oh, yeah, we both are.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a lot more. She's got like 200 dogs.
200?
Yeah.
So she must own like a
She has a whole facility and all that. Yeah.
And do you as well, or you do it like all at home?
I do it at home.
How many dogs do you have?
12.
12. That's a lot.
Which is a lot. Yes. Which is a lot.
Varying in sizes or?
Oh, yeah. Dobermans, Rottweilers, toy Aussies, cattle dogs, Burmese mountain dog, huskies.
I love how much you care about it. You know, like
I do.
You could even hear it in the commentary of Return of the Living Dead when they were beating the split dog on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I can't even watch this.
I never have seen it. It
Ever?
bothers me so. Never. I've never watched it.
That's great. And you
Yeah.
read the script in advance, so you knew it was coming.
I knew it was
before you
coming up.
watched
I'm
it.
like, I'm not watching.
Well, to your benefit, the dog is so obviously fake.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look real.
Okay, good.
Actually, it kind of does. They were operating the mouth and stuff, so it's moving.
Ew.
I thought that was such a fun idea. You know, this zombie outbreak happens in this medical warehouse.
Yes.
And now there's this gas and all these dead things, like even the butterflies on the wall.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Do you think it was easier to start then than it is to start now? I feel like the barrier of entry into Hollywood today, I feel like, is almost closed to most people.
Well, it's totally different. It's about influencers and how many views you get.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different thing. You even audition different. You do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really go to the audition. So everything is, I don't think it's harder because there's more venues for people to get famous with. But I think for acting, I don't think it's harder.
Compared to like what though? So back then it was probably based more upon, you know, pure talent and what you're willing to do.
Yes.
Whereas now, if you could go and get yourself 250,000 followers,
You'd have a gig.
they'll cast you for that.
Yep, exactly.
Now you could sell
There's
tickets.
a built-in audience.
That could be something that is kind of deteriorating everything
It
from
is.
the top down.
It is.
You know, because it's kind of a shallow thing to go for.
It is. It's very shallow.
Well, because what made a star back in the day was talent. It was bravery as well, which I think you could see throughout the history of your films that you've had both of those things. Because some of these things take, you know, guts to do. I mean, I could imagine being a young actress and just being like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not an actress anymore. I'm not doing this.
Right.
So someone in your position, looking at someone who's just starting out today, let's say a young actress or a filmmaker, I mean, what's your best piece of advice for them?
My best advice to give to somebody that wants to get into the film business is to really go on sets as much as you can, learn the different terminologies that are, used on sets, figure out what you really want to do. You might want to do sets, might want to do costumes, you might want to do acting, you might want to do directing, producing, what you're good at, use what you're good at. And if you want to be an actor, definitely be an extra. So you're familiar with the camera and angles and, when the camera's on you and when the camera's not. So it's like automatic because you've got so much with dialogue and other things to remember.
Yeah.
That it's good to be, kind of have that just right there.
Did you have a process for remembering dialogue or?
No, I suck at it.
Oh, really?
I do. I'm not good at remembering dialogue, but I always would do it out of I got to do it. And especially if there's years, like from 1969 to 1981, I'll be like, what numbers were they?
Because now you're not thinking about the line. You're just thinking about doing it right.
Thinking oh, what was it? What was it? Yeah.
Well, what I love is that after all this time, you're still working.
Yes.
I love that there's new projects on the way, especially Trash's Revenge.
Yes.
I can't wait for that.
I know. I'm excited.
And you said the trailer is coming out soon?
It's out today.
It's out today.
Yeah.
And I'll drop a link in the bio as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you could find Linnea Quigley on Instagram at Linnea Quigley, Linnea Quigley. And then website, Linnea-Quigley.com. Do you have anything you want to plug? Any conventions coming up? Any appearances? Books?
Oh, my God. I'm working on a book
Oh, awesome.
right now, an autobiography. And I'm so interesting. Unless the aliens come, and then I won't. But I think mainly plug animal rights. That's
rights.
always first on my list, animal rights.
That's great. And I can
Yeah.
add a fundraiser to the bio of this. I
Okay,
think
for
YouTube
Moulin
adds
Rouge,
that.
my sanctuary,
Yes, I will take that down and I'm going to write it down. And I'm going to
because
make
it's
sure.
my favorite movie, Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But everybody, you heard it here first. Please donate. I'll leave it down in the bio. And please catch Linnea at her next convention.
Oh
wherever
yeah,
you're at in the
I
world.
might be in the bathroom hiding, but
She's not as shy as she makes it out to be in her books. You'll have a blast. But Linnea, thank you so much for joining me in the crypt today.
Well,
I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. And everybody at home, peace.
yeah, lots of it.